Hi folks, this is differentiation from first principles. So if you look at our rule here, so dy dx, so that's what differentiating a function is. That's what, so dy dx, that's what it's referred to, or f dash x. So you'll see both of these, so you have to get used to seeing these. That is equal to the limit of, as h tends to 0, of f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So all we're really going to do here is, this is a long way of differentiating, but you can be asked for this in an exam, and it'll say from first principles. So if it says from first principles, you have to do it this way. It's not just differentiating, because there's a really short way as well that you might or might not have seen yet. We have to do all of this to the function. So that in there is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to start off, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do f of x plus h, and when you have that, you're going to subtract f of x from it, and then you're going to divide that by h, and the last thing will be to put in the limit as h tends to 0. So it's fairly straightforward, but it is pretty long, and it gets a little bit awkward in a lot of places, the algebra, but it'll always simplify down nicely in the end. So I have f of x here. F of x is equal to 3x plus 8. So this is a nice little example. I'm going to do f of x plus h first. So just like we said up above, f of x plus h. So f of x plus h would have to be 3 times x plus h plus 8. Now I can multiply that out if I want first. I will actually, so you keep going and you just get f of x plus h, so don't worry about any of the rest of it until you have f of x plus h. So 3x plus 3h plus 8, so that's f of x plus h. Now I'm going to add on the next bit, so f of x plus h minus f of x. That would be, well, it'll be all of this here, so 3x plus 3h plus 8, but then I have to subtract f of x, so minus, and f of x is just going to be the 3x plus 8, so minus 3x plus 8. Next line, so 3x plus 3h plus 8 minus 3x minus 8. So you'll see there anyway that the x's will cancel, so it'll make it nice straight away. And the 8's cancel. Yeah, so this is actually a very simple one. They won't all be this easy. So equals 3h, so that's that. Next thing we have to do is we have to divide by h, so the bit on the bottom. So f of x plus h minus f of x all over h is, well, it'll be just 3h because we have the top part of the line there, and then it's just divided by h, so that's just going to be 3. So equals 3. And the last bit is as the limit as h tends to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Well, we're just putting the limit as h tends to 0, but we don't have any h's in here anyway, so we can't put in a 0 instead of h, and we're not getting h below the line or anything, so we're actually done. So the answer to that one is 3. So that's all you have to do for that one. Now that's simple because it's just a linear function. It's just, there's no x squareds in it or anything, so it makes it a lot easier. But that's it really. So it's just learning that you do f of x plus h first, then you do f of x plus h minus f of x, then you put it all over h, and then the last thing is you do limit. Now it'll get more awkward than that. So here's one, and this will be a tougher one, but you can stop the video there now and try it if you want, and then I'll go through the answer. But you'll get, so like when you put in f of x plus h, you'll get x plus h all to be squared minus 6 times x plus h, something like that. So it'll get more awkward. You'll have to multiply out the bracket and so on. But if you want to try it there now, have a go at it. Right, so the answer anyway, f of x plus h would be, so it'll be, I'm putting in it plus h with the x now everywhere, so squared minus 6 times x plus h. So let's just go and do out this will be x plus h minus, it'll be 6x minus 6h. So that'll be x squared plus xh, so 2hx plus h squared minus 6x minus 6h. So we don't have any like terms there really. Now we don't. So next bit, f of x plus h minus f of x is equal to, so it'll be all the bit I have above there, x squared plus 2hx plus h squared minus 6x minus 6h, and then we have to take away f of x, so f of x is x squared minus 6x. Yeah, and so x squared plus 2hx plus h squared minus 6x minus 6h, and then that's minus x squared, and then that'll be a plus x squared 6x because minus minus. So the plus 6x and the minus 6x there will cancel out one of them. That should be a h, actually I just wrote that down wrong. And then the x squared and the minus x squared will cancel out as well, so it gets a little bit simpler. So you'll always find with these that they look like they're getting really, really big and awkward, but then they actually simplify down. So we have 2hx plus h squared minus 6h. Is that it? Yep, everything else is gone. Right, next bit then, f of x plus h minus f of x all over h will be all of that, so 2hx plus h squared minus 6h all over h. So these will take up a lot of room on your page, so give yourself loads of space with these as well. Give yourself a big page to do it on, and don't squash things in together because it'll just make life difficult. So the h will divide in, then the h is gone, that squared is gone, and then this h is gone as well. So we're left with 2x plus h minus 6. So our last thing we have to put in then is the limit as h tends to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So that just means I'm going to put in a 0 instead. I don't have to worry about zeros on the bottom of the equation here. It's just a straight linear equation now. So we just get 2x plus 0 minus 6, which is equal to 2x minus 6. So that is the slope of the tangent, and that's the answer, 2x minus 6. And that's it.